Good morning. For me, it is Monday evening. For you, it is Thursday morning. It's time to smoke this over. So, and you know what time it is. You know I am. I'm Kavanaugh the Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Your wonderful, wonderful host. You know what you can do. You can find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/ Porn Rap Star. For a sponsor to tell you about, of course, RodSizzleMagazine.com, BlushErotica.com, the Kinky Candle Company, and the Queen of Law herself, Metro Ferrari. Links are in the description. Also, you can find me 5 days out the week in the mornings at FullSwapRadio.com. So, and of course, the BGP LLC app. Sorry about that. So, what's going on, people? How y'all doing? I know y'all missed me from last Thursday. I didn't drop anything last Thursday because I was prepping for one of my wonderful hostesses in the premium smoke room, from the premium smoke room, Big George. She came into town. We had a grand old time. We actually, the sad part, we would have got a lot done, but unfortunately, the hotel we was at, the Wi-Fi sucked, so we was able to record one episode. But we did get some photos done, which I'll be unveiling those photos. They're for advertisement covers and so forth. And y'all get to hear a two-part, part one and part two, which will be dropping. Part one will be dropping this week, and then part two will be dropping next week. And she's gonna discuss her trip here to North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina, what have you. I turned on to Briggs at the well, Briggs is one of our best lunch and breakfast uh, restaurants. I mean, the food is amazing, and hope that she comes back more. She had a very good time. I'm not going to give away too much because I want y'all to tune into the Premium Smoke Room. And like I said before, even though I dropped the episode's audio um, free with ads, you need to subscribe to Premium Smoke Room, people. You're missing what you're missing out. Trust and believe, because um, the episodes that I'm coming for the Premium Smoke podcast, plus more episodes with my homegirl Slurpee, and she got stuff coming or what have you. It's You're missing out. Plus, I want to also send a shout out to our new premium smokers on the Premium Smoke Room. Thank you for subscribing and the returning subscribers that's over there, as well as the ones on Spotify for the Savage Smoke. Um, I know I got a Savage Smoke coming I think this weekend or next week. Well, actually, I think this coming weekend actually with my man Jay Playhard. He has a lot to discuss about his situation. Social issues that people I had to put it behind the paywall. So if you want to hear it, got to go behind the paywall. Plus, also check out the Savage Smoke with Sean Dom. That was real good. He talked about his reality TV show that he was doing. So, but like I said, the weekend was good. I enjoyed some Douce. Um, smoked plenty of weed. Had a good old time with Miss Lady and stuff. And it feels good to do in person, shows. Where you can see me interact with the person. And I just hate that the internet was so fucking terrible, yo. God, it killed me. I had to even cancel another interview, which because of it. Which canceling and rescheduling interviews is nothing new because sometimes um, that happens. You know, no different than in porn. Sometimes you got to cancel a shoot and y'all have to reschedule it or catch up at another day. not everything goes down or everything goes smooth or perfectly in our world as a business owner. You have to be able to adjust. So, but to the people that will be watching on the Premium Smoke Room, the episode that will be dropping up, that talk with Big Jordan, it's gonna be incomplete, and I apologize about it because we didn't even have a chance to really record part two. We're probably gonna do that remotely, because she was hot this weekend, like hot, like I keep telling girls be missing out on Raleigh Durham, It's money down here. I'm not a pimp or anything like that. It's just I've dealt in the game down here because a lot of the girls that I used to work with that did porn also escorted. So of course they knew what was going on down here, and Raleigh Durham has always been a spot that made money. It just girls slept on it. They always think Charlotte. And it's funny because she went to Fayetteville and she was like, Fayetteville's so country. I said, well, truth be told, the only city parts in North Carolina is Charlotte and the Raleigh Durham area. Wilmington ain't much city. It's just known because they got a college town. Greenville is not much city. Um, because when I think of city, you think of downtown area, a prominent downtown area. And Raleigh Durham has that, both Durham as well as Raleigh. And everything. Why you think everybody try to move to the Raleigh Durham area? So, but I'm hoping that she comes back this way. I'm hoping to go to Charlotte. I also talk to Miss Spit Queen as well as Mr. Aga to see if they can make a trip down here and we all be together and be able to record, which will be fire. So, and shout out to my man Chris Sanders for doing the photo shoot. So we got a lot of things going on. So, well, what are we gonna smoke over today? And I, of course, was listening to my man Joe, and I'm a huge fan of Joe Budden, his podcast, as well as him musically. Um, I feel that he was probably one of the best lyricists out there. He just never got the push that other people got for whatever reason it might have been. And he discussed Clarissa, the things, the her laughing at him, and she I guess laughing at him because he just received his gold plaque for Pump It Up. And then, of course, on his show, he speaks to Mandy B, who have noticed been having a lot of issues with a lot of podcasters lately. Ladies, to just a podcast in general, because I understand that apparently on a show with Savon, who used to be a producer, engineer somewhat for the JBP, he has his own podcast. I think the Need to Know podcast, and she was on there and discussed things that happen on State of Culture and so forth. And I'm not here to say who was right or who was wrong. That's me personally. If that's what y'all looking for, I give it to you in this sense. I get what Joe was saying, and I get what Mandy was saying within the context of that interview. Now, and understand this, he wasn't reacting off a clip. I'm pretty sure he went and listened to the whole interview because Joe is not that kind of person. He's not going to react off of clips. So the thing about it is, you can have opinion all day, but the key of the opinion is different between having an opinion and then you trying to state something and try to make it fact. Um, or you speak something that you heard. Now, granted, in the business that we are as podcasters, we regurgitate a lot of content. We speak our opinion on content. We speak what we have heard. Period. I mean, even me being a podcaster in the porn space, how much shit that come across my table that's salacious that I haven't heard about. that this person didn't say it about this person and so forth. And for me, I'm the kind of person I don't want to bring it to the forefront on my podcast unless it already been public knowledge, unless it has been spewed on Twitter or they bring it on the show and then I have the reason to actually comment on it, period, because I'm not trying to be a Tasha K, period. I'm here to have people tell their stories. I'm not here to tell their stories. They can tell their own stories about it. I'm just here to narrate. But um, I always said that if you're going to bring the smoke, you must be prepared for smoke to be brought to you. And a lot of times, I always hear the term, I always hear this statement and this soundbite that how is it that your career is made off of giving opinion, critiquing and criticizing others, but then feel sensitive when someone comes at you. Once again, not everybody built like that. See, I knew walking into this, any smoke that I may bring, I must be prepared for any smoke to be brought back to me. And trust and believe I am. That's why I'm not trying to bring as much smoke as I'm not trying to bring much smoke. I have no beef with anybody. I'm trying not to have beef with anybody. I don't want to beef. I don't believe in this shit. I find it cynical that podcast is beef. I digress. But what Mandy was kind of saying was she was kind of trying to. I don't think she was trying to paint the picture as Joe as being terrible. But to me, I think she misinterpreted a lot of the situations that Joe was in when he came to State of the Culture and the thing on Complex Everyday Struggle. And see, this is the reason why. This is one thing I hate and why I love Flip, but I hate Flip. And this is something you will never see happen on the Smokers Lounge. I am not going to discuss podcast business in front of you motherfuckers. That's the biggest mistake that I think Joe ever made. See, it's one thing to break down the podcast game. It's another thing to break down your podcast business. It's okay to talk about the podcast business, but it is not okay to talk about your podcast business. Now, what I mean by this. Remember, I had a conversation when it came to Miss B Nasty, and I said the biggest thing that I hated that she did was post how much she actually made. Why? Well, you're showing everybody this is what you're actually making. When you're showing people that, what you're doing is you're letting them inside of your business. Because also what you was posting was not that how much you was making. You was actually posting your statistics. So people could actually see this is how much traffic that you're getting in the whole nine. So once again, you had girls thinking that if all I do is play with a Hitachi and squirt and shove a dildo in my coochie and point my toes, that I can have that same traffic and make that same money. The whole purpose of why we did not don't let people know how much is being made, because one, you don't want them to feel that they can do it too, and two, you can't. Do you really want people to see that you not making money like that? As much as y'all love fronting and trying to go viral, so no, it's like, do you think China's going to tell you how much it costs to really make Jordans for you to sit here and not buy Jordans? So when Joe and them discuss this, even with Flip, to me it's cringeworthy, because even if y'all want to joke about it, it's kind of like you still giving too much inside the business. There's certain things that I feel that the fans should not really know too much about. Even to when they be on the spaces and the conversation that they have, they don't need to know the ins and out of what your business is. Yes, Flip went and threatened Danny. I should have to explain to you guys what is my policy for what if one of my people do this. It's none of y'all business. I get it's for great father and engagement. But if I was Joe, I wouldn't even have that conversation with y'all. Shit, hell, I be honest with you. The only reason I don't even do spaces on X, I do lives because I don't want to talk to y'all like that. I mean, no disrespect. I would like to have conversations and stuff like that. But when it comes to the business, no, I'm not going to discuss my business to you guys. See, because the only people that would discuss their business with you is the people that are consulting you because they're giving you an example by using their business as the example. Joe is practically teaching you motherfuckers for free, and I feel that the game should be sold, not told. But I digress. But at the same token, with Mandy, it's kind of like this. What Mandy must understand is the way that Mandy comes off, and the way that Mandy talks, and the way that Mandy sounds, it does sound like hate sometimes. I don't know exactly fully what she said about Melissa Ford, but it seems like, and sometimes it comes off like Mandy has an issue with people that, well, this is what people are saying, not me. That Mandy has an issue with people who are successful in the space. But I push back on it like this, not to defend Mandy or anything like this, but Mandy is in a space where she's supposed to give her opinion. And she's supposed to give an entertaining take. It's no different than Storm Monroe. Storm Monroe almost got sued by Cardi B. Why? Because he regurgitated a inside information, something to do about Cardi B house being foreclosed and Cardi getting in a fight with your man's mama. Now, it was a credible source that gave this. He went and talked about it. I mean, how much more research do you want him to have when he got a credible source that been on point every time they even talked to him? But I digress. He got about to get sued though. But why he's getting sued? To Because he's sitting here giving his opinion and his thought and he's roasting upon something which is something that he's been doing for years. I believe he was targeted because he was with Tasha K at one point, probably so. And does he have one of the most influential YouTube channels? Probably so. Well, not even probably so. Damn so. Let's just keep it 100. Let's get the man his due. But the reasoning why is because people cannot handle criticism. Or if you are a celebrity, I'm sorry, there's going to be rumors. They're going to be this and that. They're going to be thrown on you. Now, yes, there are going to be lies going to be thrown out there. It's up to you to clear up the ones that you feel that are important enough to clear up. The rest you can kiss, they can kick rocks. But back to my point with Mandy is Mandy gives her opinion. Her opinion comes off as hate because it's just she's from the South, people. Let's make this clear. She's from the South. She is going to give her unapologetic opinion. And it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be harsh. It's going to be straightforward. No steak, no potatoes, just steak. When she said God, the six mics hurt my ears. It didn't shock me that Mandy said that. Did not surprise me that she came out with that statement or with that tweet. Every opinion that I've heard that Mandy then gave has been somewhat of a harshness. Did y'all not listen to see the thing is? I'm not surprised her and Bridget Kelly was going to bump heads on certain topics because Mandy is kind of like she's kind of like Rosette Barr. She's kind of like okay, she's like Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney is not going to be tactful with his company. and Manny's not gonna be tactful with her opinion. Yeah, she regurgitated shit that she probably didn't heard behind the scenes because she heard a lot of shit behind the scenes. So, do I think Mandy was out of bounds to discuss Joe as a podcaster? No. But if y'all are friends, you shouldn't even have that conversation, yo. That's why I don't understand people's friendship. It's certain things I would not conversate on when it comes to being a friend with someone that I consider a friend. Now, we work associates or something, that's a totally different story. And even to a certain extent, depending on what my friend had done, trust me, I would hand my friend his asshole if it was the right reason for it. But how he does his business or run his business, I'm not going to sit here and question that, nor I'm going to sit here and fucking publicly discuss it. But I keep forgetting, y'all in the New York market. So everybody's competing. Everybody wants something salacious to talk about that's going to make their podcast pop off. Now, what Joe was talking about when it came to Carissa, I ain't even going to lie. Before Joe handed her ass, his ass to kiss, of course, academics had to say something, which I don't blame him for taking up for his own boy because, hey, I probably would have done the same. But let's keep it 100. He wasn't lying about now a damn thing he said when it came to Carissa. Let me explain something to you. Yes, when you first start off in music, you ain't making shit. Did y'all not hear Jay-Z where they had to fund their own tour? They're not making shit, especially a female rap group. No, y'all won't make it shit. You want to know why? Because JT went to fucking jail when y'all was at your hottest. Because you went to jail, that probably turned off a lot of sponsors and a lot of shit. What type of tour can you have with City Girls tour if they ain't got both City Girls? So by the time JT done got the fuck out, you done probably done hooked up with Puff Daddy or whomever, and the rest is history. Fuck that. So you didn't even give it a chance to make money when JT got out because you was already frustrated because it won't making money because JT wasn't there. See, ain't no one really talking about that because that's the part that you were talking about. They only had what 2 albums, I think, at best, maybe one. And I can understand why Joe and the rest of the podcast was bad about Carissa being dominated. One, it wasn't even about how good Carissa's podcast was. It was, we're not stupid. Puff Daddy put down some money for her to be not only nominated, but to win twice. It wasn't based off her work. Yeah, that's no different than in the porn space. I had no issue with, let's say, Adam 22 winning because I know two things. One, the motherfucking podcast, even though it's not, it's still considered a podcast technically, but Adam 22 podcast, he drops episodes. I think now he has audio which you can actually hear online, which probably entice you to go get the membership. He has the fan base because it's a fan base nomination and vote to win. So who am I to sit here and say, well, Adam shouldn't won, should do shit, yeah, the nigga more popular than me. I'm trying to catch him. But Carissa, who at most did 6 episodes, is beating out people who are dropping 2 episodes a week, who are actually doing interviews, who actually putting out content. It's just like how some porn stars felt when Miss B Nasty was put in the same category as them. I'm like, wait a second, she ain't no fucking porn star. Why I'm in the same category as yourself? Yeah, so I don't blame him for being upset about that. And Clarissa, as much as she wants to take shots at Joe, once again, Joe's job was to critique your shit. Now, understand this: if part of that was a personal, which I don't think none of it was personal, I think it was all entertainment. Because these motherfuckers get roasted. Let's keep it 100. You got roasted by Tasha K. And let's keep it 100. A lot of it is buried because a lot of shit that you said, a lot of people talk about. You the one said you want to get peed off. And it's funny how everyone is now saying that she got dropped from a label and stuff, which I'm not surprised because when the last uh, Young Miami song that we done heard, JT got a whole project. So I understand where Button was coming from on that. But my point being is, grind respects grind, people. See, that what I don't think anybody got out of this whole conversation. Y'all got the Joe destroying Carissa. You got um the Yachty and all this, right? But he's saying that he ghostwrited for Caribou and the shit that happened at that podcast that he was saying some shit to his man Mitch and the fans. Content creation is a powerful tool, but it is dangerous in the wrong hands. What all this should be teaching us is that, one, what should you learn from all of this? One, grind respects grind. What's the biggest issue that they have in Carissa? The common denominator, whether it's music, whether it's a podcast, she don't work hard enough. What they saying about JT? She works. Work hard. See, a lot of these people, when they got their OnlyFans, when they started filming, dropping these solos and shit like that, they didn't realize how much filming they had to do, how much work it took to continue to get that six figure check. And see, the problem is, it ain't that y'all don't know it, but y'all don't want to believe it, nor do you want to hear it. Y'all want to hear, oh, it's easy money. Y'all want to hear that it's something, it'll come to you. No, grind respects grind. The fans want, let me tell you main reason why you girls don't make money. Because you start to lose the fan base because they're not seeing you grow. They're not seeing growth. They're not seeing hustle. They're not seeing that you dropping content on a regular basis. They're not seeing that you not only giving them some solos, you actually giving them some solos that thought out. You doing some boy girl content. You giving them some pictures that they can, some safe for work pictures that they can enjoy on IG and so forth. Grind respects grind. Joe would have not said a damn word. Cause she wasn't the only one that was laughing at him getting that gold record. But why did she get the heat? Because you the last one to talk shit to me with woman. Your whole shit was given to you because you had a man's dick in your mouth. The right man's dick in your mouth. Let me make it, and even if that was the case, like I said before, you might have sucked your way to the top, but your talent kept you there. No, what kept you there was being fucked. And guys knew this and understand this. And these are guys that's from the industry. They're not stupid. So they already know how you got on, how you got hot, and how you got seen. It wasn't based off of how you came in with was your music. It wasn't based off the music. And then the fact she had a banging ass podcast. But once again, if she had just been dropping episodes just as much as Joe couldn't say shit because you like, well, shit, she do more episodes than me. Yeah, a person that busts their ass is gonna be resentful to someone that had it handed to them. And the sad part is that person is it ain't even it's obvious. They ain't even hiding it. She shouldn't have been nominated, if you ask me. You don't do enough. There should be a criteria how many episodes you do a year. But see, that grind makes a difference. The girls that I talk to on this podcast, they all grind. That's why they make money. That's why they get good shoots. That's why, and understand this. Also, I give you the reality that not every month a good month. Some months that check just don't look good. And some months it's a good one. It's about consistency. And you can't be consistent if you don't grind. You have to, you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because soon you become comfortable. For example, now I have to adjust if I ever do remote at a hotel. I have to take into account the type Wi-Fi that I'm dealing with if I want to do a remote show at a hotel moving forward. Because of that, now I got to think: do I need to have a remote internet for myself, or 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 should I take into account this or that? And the reason why people are watching and enjoying the podcast because they've seen the growth of the podcast, they've seen the grind. So yeah, when he said she's the last one to be laughing and shouldn't be laughing at all, I'm like, yeah, because take away all the shit that's going down with her and Puff Daddy, her career ain't going too great. Let's just be honest. Saucy Santana got a better career than her right now. But like I said, even with Yachty, once again, with when it comes to these podcasts, it's certain things that in conversation that I feel y'all shouldn't have in front of the people. Because even though Mitch, now, do I think Mitch took some of that shit to, oh yes, he took some of that shit to heart. Because you basically telling me that I ain't shit because of you. And it ain't the fact you telling me this. Because I might know this. You telling me this in front of the world. I'm still a man. Regardless of we boys. It's no different than if my boys gonna chastise me, they're chastising me behind closed doors, not gonna chastise me in the public. You don't want the manager to chastise you in the hallway, you're gonna feel some type of way. For him to sit here and say to him that, dude, where would you be if I was never in your life? I put you in a position to change shit. Not that he did some things on his own. And see, it goes back to when y'all had that conversation. Guess what? Now I am letting the public into something that's personal between us. And because you let them in, guess what? Now everybody got an opinion. And you got Yachty who loses his mind and decides to go at everybody because whatever. Pretty sure he was pissed off about whatever when it came to the. But back to my point with the content creation, you have to be careful of what you talk about. Not because of you and your partner, no, because the fans, it, they looking. Let me explain something to you. They're not looking for the best shit. They're looking for the worst shit so they can discuss. Because what makes money? Negativity. Let me tell you something. Yachty saying I'm leaving the podcast is gonna make more people go to the podcast now. Let me tell you something. Joe's last podcast probably got high listens because people wanted to see what he had to say about Carissa. The bonus was Mandy B. Now, people even going to check out Period Sis, or they going to be on Mandy B's page to see her respond to Joe. And when Melissa Ford come back Wednesday, he should have high views because people going to want to see what Melissa Ford got to say about Mandy. And here's the sad part. You'll be disappointed if Melissa said, I don't want to talk about Mandy. Much love to Shorty. But I'm going to leave it at that. I'd rather not even waste my time. Y'all would be pissed the fuck off. To me, that would show growth. But because the world that we in, she kind of got to answer it. Stephen A. had to answer Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock had to answer Stephen A. See, when you put things out there, the fan base is going to jump on it. The fans going to want to hear more because guess what? They're rabid, not for positive shit. They're rabid for the negative shit because they want something to talk about that's salacious at the water cooler. We all love a good soap opera now. So we can't even talk about women. We used to drag women because they're like, man, all they do is watch soap opera because they can gossip and talk about the soap opera. Well, guess what? We just as bad as them. As it was sports, we talk about the sports. What we might hear behind the scenes, who getting traded, this and third now. No, then see, just like when you talk about content, right? How does relate to porn side things? 'Cause I know that's what y'all want to hear. Well, simple. You have to be mindful of what you want your brand to be. Thus, hence the content that you drop to enhance that brand. Now, what I mean by that, if you're a hot wife, then you do need the videos where you're hooking up with bulls and swinging and stuff of that nature. Because a hot wife, that is what that genre is known for. They're known for the gangbangs. They're known for all that good stuff. Period. Um, if we talk about you, the Queen of Spades, guess what? Yes, same thing, Queen of Spades. You just hot wife. She fucks all races. Queen of Spades. She only fucking a black dude. Even if you do role play scenes, it has to center to that brand. And see, what I mean by when I go back to, we want to see grind. Part of that grind is we seeing cuter outfits. We seeing that you got better lighting. The camera's looking better. You're doing storylines, or you know what I'm saying. It's more than y'all just fucking this, that, and the third. I'm not saying it's okay to do a BJ in the car from time to time or in the bathroom if you're lucky, an elevator. It's okay to do your little, but you got to be able to mix it up because that what makes the fan fall in love with you because damn, okay, she sucked this dude dick, in public on the side of the street. But then that thing, and she gives me this scene where she's a hot milf living next door, and I'm coming over to get some cookies. Bro, see, the ladies that became stars in this business, that are selling and making money, people seeing the grind and they love it and they want to spend money on it. Y'all keep saying got people to invest. Well, guess what? Your investors is the people that's actually buying your content. And like any investor, after a while, they want to see improvement. That's why you girls are sitting and do solos for 3 years, ending up, even though you might have a dick suck bit, you might start with solos, but then you decide, I need to bump it. I'm gonna do a dick suck video. No, I keep telling everybody, these IG models, they got some freaky shit in their shit, and not just solos. Because one, they figure because it's behind a paywall, Ain't nobody gonna know, and they already and they figuring people are already expecting it. So why not throw one or two up in there? But if they were smart, no, go ahead and do a productive one. Do do a nice real one. The reason why, because even if you did one scene, that one fucking scene, one is not gonna stop you from getting the way you're going to go. Two, it gives the fans something. And three, I'm like, half y'all motherfuckers are freaks anyway, and you love to fuck. You bisexual. You see y'all sit here and tongue each other on TikTok and IG. Why not go ahead and just do the damn business? You claim to be a freak so hard, but then you don't want to be a freak in front of the camera. You want to be a somewhat of a freak in front of the camera. I get it. Because you worried that if I do porn or if I've seen sucking a dick, that I won't get any mainstream money. But let me let you in on a secret. Ain't about what you have done. It's the type personality you are, the type character you are, and the presence that you bring and the energy that you present. That is the key. There's so many people that transcended porn and went to mainstream, well before any of you motherfuckers was even thought of. Only you can limit you. And you know what made it so for them to transcend porn? Grind. Grind. They respected the grind. She went and read for a movie script. They saw she put in work. She can act. Got that deal. Grind. See, that's what it comes down to. See, if you notice, the ones that these celebrities have the issue with are the ones that got the platform that everybody watches. But everybody talks about the same stories that these motherfuckers be saying, but you don't never hear them say anything. You'll never hear. I done talked about Cardi before on here. You'll never hear Cardi say anything about the Smokers Lounge. Now I done talk about Tasha K. You'll never hear Tasha K say something about the Smokers Lounge because I ain't got a big enough platform worth her to even recognize. I never say nothing salacious. You know I love me some Tasha K. I got nothing but respect for Miss Lady. I learned from her. And love me some Bonnie Blue. That's my. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can tell all you want to. Winos. Bonnie Blue can get. Yeah. Yeah. She's sexy in the motherfucker. I'm sorry. And it ain't just her looks, baby. It's her brain and the way she talk. It's just sexy to me. But I digress. It's the ones that got that grinded so hard that you know who they are. And now when they drop a story, whether it's a lie or whether it's what call, you don't see nobody trying to cease and desist Jaguar right. Because they were like, shit, she ain't even got a platform. Now let that bitch get a platform. She'll get sued all day. Alex Jones, because he had the platform he had, when he said what he said about Sandy Hook, he the one that got sued. He wasn't the only person that said that shit about Sandy Hook. Candace Owens said it. She didn't get sued. It's about if you notice the people that got the biggest grind, it's no different in this presidential race, baby. Whoever grinds the hardest is gonna win this. That's why Trump ass is running all over the place now because he see he's not in the news anymore. And he knows that's not a good thing. This is not 2016. Actually, he knows in 2016 because he was in the news way more than his opponent. It helped him. And Kamala, they got some grinding to do also. But it's about the grind, people. No one respect. They respect the grind. People respect when they see evolution and they see you moving forward. They see that you're putting in the work. They see that it's not being given to you. See, I hear a lot of some of these male talents talk shit about some of these other male talents, but the one thing I can't say about the male talent talking shit about sometimes is that the motherfucker is grinding. You may not respect his grind or agree with his grind. It ain't for you to respect nor to agree. But he's getting it done. He's getting shoots. He's getting work. There's podcasters that get way more than me. I respect their grind because I see that they're grinding just as hard as me, if not harder. And it inspires me to do more. It inspires me to be greater. Period. So, it's like I said before, and I say it again. With all this that I brought to you with the Carissa, with um Lil Yachty, um, and all these things, right? The point I'm trying to get to you, the thing I want you to smoke over is that as a content creator, you have to put in the work. You have to bust your ass in the podcast space and the porn space, even music space. Anything, it has to be a labor of love first before you can turn into a business. Because if you don't have some love for this shit, you're not gonna make money long term. And everything that you get in is going to take time and it's going to take patience. Ain't a damn thing you can do about it. But continue to grind. And like I said, you also have to be conscious, especially podcasters, of what you give the fans and what you don't give the fans. See, I find it funny, like I said, when the fans say you don't give enough, but then when you give too much, you damn near cancel. Or you done pissed off somebody. Think about this. They wanted Joe to critique and say whatever when it comes to Cardi, knowing that Cardi is one of the most sensitive people on God's green earth. One of the most sensitive people on God's green earth. But then when he said something, see, the fans is like that girlfriend that you be in the bar and she gets in an argument with this dude and she tell dude that, yeah, my boyfriend will kick your ass. And then he stands up and these three other dudes. She was like, well, shit. He'll kick all three of y'all asses right now. That who the fans is. That's why I said we you can't the fans you got to feed these people with a spoon, man, long spoon. I'm like some of these conversations that some of these podcasts be having. I be like, is it really worth the content? I get content over everything. I get that, but is it really worth it at the end of the day? Because because it seems like to me they miserable. Hell, it feels like Mandy can't even walk into the same place with some of the same podcasters without people rolling their eyes at her. You say y'all friends, but y'all don't sound like it. Well, that's I said maybe it's New York. I don't know. I don't know. It's strange to me, dog. Just strange. So I didn't entertain y'all enough up here, man. I done gave y'all enough today. That's what I wanted y'all to smoke over. And what did I try to get y'all to learn today? What I try to get y'all to learn today is when it comes to being, whether it's you being a YouTuber, podcaster, you do porn, you IG or what have you have to be mindful of the image that you present to the public. And not because of you impressing the public, but is the image that you're presenting detrimental to your mental health? Is it detrimental to you emotionally as a person? Because see, sometimes we want the world to look at us through a certain lens, and we sometimes put ourselves through mental torture to gain that look. And sometimes we don't need it. And sometimes it's not even worth it. And a lot of times there's no point of it. Because where are you really gaining? What are you really achieving? Because you can't enjoy the success that that image brought you because you're too fucked up in the head because of all the things you had to do to maintain that image. So I ask you, smoke this question over. Is beauty worth the pain? Now, with that being said, people, before I send us up out of here, let me tell you about 2 ways you can get extra special subscription based content from the Smokers Lounge and my wonderful network. First off, you already know, on Loyal Fans, exclusively on Loyal Fans, the Premium Smoke Room. We're talking about 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy, 4 sexy hostesses that you're going to fall in love with. And it gets more candid, it gets more provocative, it gets more wilder, it gets more crazier, it gets more off the chain, more unpredictable. Tits come out, dildos do pop out. Well, sometimes anyway. You don't know unless you subscribe, you feel me? And I got special stuff just for the followers. And to the end of the year, first month is 55% off. And starting in September, just for the followers, you get to subscribe for 60% off if you follow the platform on Loyal Fans, meaning that you actually get a you know, Loyal Fan, profile. And it's worth it. I mean, if you got an OnlyFans and you no different than having an OnlyFans or having a Facebook, you feel me? You get to have a little fun and you get to follow me and get an even better discount. So 2 ways you can get discounted. Other for my Spotify users, I got you covered over there. Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry's top male talents in this business as we discuss and give you that real smoke about the industry from a male's perspective. Right now, I got my man Sean Dom. His episode is up right now, and by now, I'm pretty sure, if not by the end this coming weekend, Jay Playhard, his Savage Smoke will be up for you to enjoy. Plus, also over 400 episodes, ranging from the Premium Smoke podcast episodes that are not on Loyal Fans and limited podcast series that I did in the past that you can check out, the ladies that I, show you how, Smokers Lounge had grown. So, 2 ways for you to get something good with Spotify or Loyal Fans. Either way, catch that premium smoke or get that savage smoke. You feel me? Now, with that being said, you know what you need to do. Subscribe to those spots. Please continue to listen to the Premium Smoke Room. Please comment. Please like, whether it's YouTube or what have you, and rate. Give me that 5-star, please. And thank you. So with that being said, life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Take care.